When Pharaoh said no, God punished the Egyptians for not letting his people go. God sent plagues to Egypt. Plagues are bad events in nature which happen to one area all at once. Pharaoh sent forth his wizard and wise men to make the plagues go away. God only ended the plagues, though, whenever Moses prayed to him. During the first plague, the water turned to blood. Moses stretched his staff over the Nile River. It turned into blood. All the streams and canals and ponds and puddles filled with blood. The fish died and the river stank. A week later, God told Moses to ask Pharaoh again to let the Israelites go. He told Moses to warn Pharaoh if he did not obey God, God would fill the Nile with frogs. When Pharaoh said no, the frogs came by thousands. They climbed out of the river, streams, and canals and covered the land of Egypt. They even went into people's houses and woke up of the sounds of rabbit, rabbit, rabbit right in their ears. Pharaoh asked Moses to make the frogs go away. Moses prayed to God and the frogs all died. But Pharaoh still did not let his people go. But Pharaoh still did not believe in God. He still would not let God's people go. God sent gnats, tiny flies that bite. They were everywhere. The Egyptians had to cover their mouth whenever they talked. Otherwise, the little flies got caught in their throat. Then God sent a plague of bigger flies. God sent a disease which made a cattle sick. The skin of people, animals turned red and itched. God sent hailstorms and thunderstorms that the wind blew hard, and the locust insects came by in huge clouds. They ate every single green leaf they found. Soon there was nothing in Egypt except bare branches and twigs. Lastly, God caused the light of the sun to go out for 3 days instead of night turning into day. It was night, 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 more night and night. God gave Pharaoh another chance after chance. He would not let his people go. He would not change his mind. He still would not let the people of Israel go. After God made the sun dark, Pharaoh was so angry. He yelled at Moses, "Get out of my sight!" Pharaoh had not listened to God. God warned Pharaoh, though, that Moses he would not send one last plague after the 10th. Pharaoh would finally let his people leave Egypt. Moses told Pharaoh, the eldest son of all Egyptians, whether free or slave, will die. The firstborn of all your animals would die as well. The children of Hebrew families, though, will be safe. This is to show that God sees a difference between your people and his. Pharaoh did not believe such a thing could happen. It would mean his own son would die. He would lose all the new calves and goats and sheep too. Pharaoh trembled with rage. How dare this Hebrew threaten him this way? Pharaoh decided not to believe in God's power. He closed his mind and told himself this would never happen. Out! Out! He yelled. Moses left Pharaoh. The people of Israel were scared. When they heard what God would do, they wondered, how will we be safe? Moses told them God had given some special rules. On that night, however, who follows God's rule would be protected. The night of the last plague was called the Passover because that was when God passed over the people of Israel. He kept them safe. Moses told the people of Israel that they should always remember the Passover night. they should tell the story of what happened to their children's children and children on down the years. On the night of the Passover, the people of Israel ate lamb and bread. Before the meal, they have painted outsides of their door. They used the blood of the lamb they were to eat. That was when the Lord passed through Egypt. He would know which homes to keep safe. He would know where the people of Israel lived. One by one, as each Egyptian's home discovered the dead child, a wail went up all over Egypt. The early the people of Israel waited. They knew that they were safe because they were God's chosen people. When Pharaoh saw his eldest son dead on his bed, he knew he was to blame. None of this would have happened if he only listened to Aaron and Moses. The Pharaoh ordered Moses and Aaron to come to him in the night and told them, "Get out, you and the people and all your animals." The knock came to the Israelites' door. Now it's time. They picked up their things and slung their babies onto their back, and they gathered two belongings to their cattle and sheep and left Egypt. They were on their way to God's promised land. Yay!